So, episode 2 of the Orville season 1 is called Command Performance, and we begin with Bortus in Ed's office requesting some time off because he's laid an egg, which of course leads to some incredibly funny lines from Ed, but he then grants him the leave he needs. The Orville then picks up a distress call from a ship, which they go to intercept, and they find Ed's parents on board, played by Holland Taylor and Jeffrey Tambor, in a great scene with amazing chemistry between these two iconic actors and Seth MacFarlane. Ed decides that he and Kelly are going to go over there and talk to his parents face to face, but before they do, they leave Alara in command, which freaks her out because this is her first time in the captain's chair, but Ed and Kelly assure her that she's capable of doing it. When Ed and Kelly arrive, they find that it's a trap. This whole thing was an illusion, a projection from a buoy, when they are teleported to an unknown location. Alara, of course, freaks out, doesn't know what to do, and runs to Bortus' quarters where she finds him sitting on his egg. He tells her that he can't leave the egg, so she's in command, she has to deal with the situation. So Alara is left with no other choice. She takes a deep breath, a shot of slain tequila, and heads back on the bridge. She orders that the tractor beam is used to take the buoy on board. Isaac says, we don't know about its defensive capabilities, maybe we shouldn't do that, but since she insists, gives the order anyway, and it literally blows up in her face when the defense system causes the buoy to explode. After that disaster and massive damage to the ship, Alara is left in a precarious situation, and she seeks guidance with Dr. Finn, who tells her that command is a difficult thing and requires a delicate balance between knowing how to trust your gut and knowing when to listen to your officers. We then see Ed and Kelly wake up in what appears to be their apartment in New York City from when they were married. Unsure of where they are, they decide just to sit down, relax, and talk. And they realize that maybe their relationship could have worked out had they pulled a little bit more weight on both sides. Back on the ship, Isaac figures out where Ed and Kelly went, but the system is forbidden for travel by Union ships. As a result, Alara contacts the Admiralty asking for permission, but they say absolutely no way. Return to Earth, which of course frustrates her immensely as she smashes Ed's desk. The next day, we find Ed waking up to see two red aliens staring at him, and he's in a cell. They find themselves in a Calavan zoo. The Calavan are a species who are very technologically advanced and consider all species who are less technologically advanced to be inferior, and they can do whatever they want with them. Animals of sorts. Ed and Kelly talk to some of the other aliens that are in the cells near them, and they realize there is no escape. Back in the Orville, Alara gives the difficult command to return to Earth, which of course annoys the hell out of the senior staff, especially Gordon, who acts out and is then relieved by Alara. Sometime later, Alara meets up with Gordon and John in the mess hall, and Gordon tells her straight up that Ed would have risked his life and his career to save her. She should do the same for him, which convinces her, and she gives the order to turn around and head to Calavan space. When they arrive, they camouflage themselves as a Calavan ship using the technology that Isaac figured out from the buoy. Back in the zoo, Ed and Kelly are getting on each other's nerves. Ed is drinking at 9 a.m. and Kelly's eating too loud, and they're realizing that it's probably a good thing that their relationship broke up in the end. Then Isaac and Alara show up to the rescue, but they're not out of the gate just yet. Isaac and Alara meet with the man in charge, the zookeeper, and try to barter with him for the freedom of Ed and Kelly. Isaac tells him that they were carrying a disease when they were stolen, which causes the zookeeper to enact euthanasia protocol. To prevent Ed and Kelly being cut in half, Alara barters with the zookeeper after Isaac convinces him to talk to her. She says she has something even more exciting than human specimens, something totally irresistible. Back on the Orville, a ceremony is held for Laura, who is awarded the Sapphire Star for her bravery during this mission. It is then revealed what exactly it is that Laura bartered with to get the freedom of Ed and Kelly and indeed all the inmates of the zoo. She gave the Calavans something truly irresistible to them, something they have never seen before, something that shows a very, very ridiculous side of humanity: reality TV. And the stinger at the end of this episode is Bortus's egg starts to hatch. And the big reveal is that the baby is a female, which of course is a big deal and will have massive repercussions as Bortus's species is all male. So, the second episode was another strong one, character-centric, this time focused on Laura, but also gave us plenty of development for the relationship between Ed and Kelly. Lots of fun character moments, especially the cameos with Holland Taylor and Jeffrey Tambor as Ed parents. Very brief, but a lot of fun. Lots of great lines, as to be expected from Seth MacFarlane, and just a strong episode overall.